This smart puppy was going to pick a master for himself. So he appeared in front of the girl. But when the girl was about to get close to him, the puppy suddenly turned around and ran away. Then he played hide and seek with the girl in the yard. He ran and ran, but he refused to let the girl touch him. When the girl was wondering what the puppy was trying to do, he had already disappeared in the grass. But the dog that ran away didn't go far, but wandered around the girl's house. He climbed up the water area with his short legs and came to the high place to secretly observe the girls' every move. Then he took advantage of the nocturnal people's quiet time to sneak into the yard and deliberately knocked down the flower pot that the girl had tidied up. But unexpectedly, the next morning, the girl blocked the puppy who had no time to run away. This time, he grabbed the opportunity and threw a shirt into the air. He accurately covered the puppy. In a panic, the puppy held the shirt and ran into the house like a bat. He was going to slowly pick a master for himself. But the girl was so enthusiastic that he forced her to stay. But his father has always been afraid of dogs. Fortunately, the girl convinced him, so he agreed to adopt the puppy. But what he didn't expect was that this timid puppy was particularly clingy after he got used to it. He always stayed by the girl's side and didn't go anywhere. When the cherry blossoms were in full bloom, the girl raised the puppy high, facing the beautiful cherry blossom tree. He would treat the puppy well and stay by the puppy's side forever. Looking at the picture of the girl and the puppy's warmth, the mother who was seriously ill also felt a little relieved. Maybe the puppy can grow up with the girl in her place in the future. Not long after, the girl's mother died of illness. She couldn't accept the reality for a while. She lay in bed all day, depressed, and didn't eat or drink. The puppy was very considerate and stayed by the girl's side with a heartache. He didn't dare to leave for a moment. Under the puppy's careful company, the girl gradually came out of the shadow. And what's even more incredible is that the puppy not only has the ability to heal, but also can cure people. When the girl's neck couldn't be turned around, the puppy suddenly thought of a way and only saw his fierce head. With such a miracle, he miraculously cured the girl's stiff neck. Even the father, who was a doctor, was ashamed of himself. The smart puppy was like a human, filling the void after his mother died. His father finally accepted him from the bottom of his heart. As time went by, the relationship between the girl and the puppy became deeper. He always poured out the rainbow with a flower. The puppy would jump around excitedly and try to capture the colors of the sky. The beautiful time in the yard was as bright as this rainbow. The girl and the puppy were carefree and had no worries. However, fate played tricks on them. Because the father changed jobs, they had to move out. The new apartment did not allow pets to live in. The girl could only leave the puppy to her classmates. Before the farewell, the girl wrote down the phone number on the puppy's necklace. Then she walked in the car with her father in a daze. When she saw the puppy's furious face, the girl cried bitterly. Because since the day the puppy was adopted, she had never been separated from him. The puppy thought that the girl was going to abandon him. It chased the car he was driving all the way and refused to leave. Until the car was getting farther and farther away, the puppy could only slowly stop. What's worse, the new home was not as beautiful as the puppy imagined. The new owner locked him out of the door all day and never played with him. The puppy could only spend a lonely and cold night. After a while, the puppy really missed the happy time with the girl. So when the family went out for a trip, the puppy tried his best to get rid of the rope and ran to his old home. He followed the familiar scent and walked all the way. Even if it was raining heavily at night, he never stopped walking home. Not long after, the puppy finally found his old home. But there was no one here. The puppy could only pass through the railing and keep looking at the dark house. But he didn't give up. Instead, he came to the station where he was separated from the girl. When the staff didn't pay attention, the puppy jumped into the car. Unexpectedly, the smell of his body attracted the passenger's attention and drove him down. Ruthlessly, the poor puppy could only walk alone on the street, but soon he got lost. Fortunately, the police found the phone number on the puppy's necklace and contacted the girl to identify him. When he saw the girl, the puppy's face again showed a happy smile. In order to continue to adopt the puppy, his father quit his job and moved back to his original home and built a happy nest for the puppy. Time flies. 8 years have passed in a blink of an eye. The puppy and the girl have grown up, but time is merciless. Only the puppy has traces of aging. Looking at the colorful rainbow, the puppy can no longer jump around like he did when he was a child. Even when he went out for a walk with the girl, he was tired and panting every few steps. And the girl is the best age in his life. He is young and ambitious. He didn't even notice that the puppy was unconsciously with him for 10 years. And as the puppy gets older, the girl is no longer as enthusiastic as when he was a child. But the puppy's feelings for the girl have never changed. When he wants to be as close to the girl as he used to be, the girl refuses to push him away and scolds him for getting his clothes dirty. The puppy doesn't understand why the girl is angry, but still stays by his side silently, obediently accepting the scolding. But after going home at night, the girl is still angry and drives the puppy out of the room. The puppy walks out of the room aggrieved and stays alone in his cold nest. He finally realizes that the girl has changed. Not long after, the girl went out to work. He touched the puppy's head with his hand and happily turned around. He didn't notice that the puppy had a few more scars on his face. After the girl left, there were only the father and the puppy left in the family. He often took the puppy out for a walk. He said to the puppy that he used to grow up with the girl, and now he is with him. Life has the existence of the puppy. They seem to have never felt lonely. But the puppy doesn't know the taste of loneliness. All he can do is to guard the owner silently until the end of his life. Not long after, the girl finally went home, but he was still cold to the puppy and even began to dislike the smell on his body. He gradually distanced himself from the puppy until one day, when the girl led the puppy up the stairs, he suddenly found that the puppy had completely lost his previous vitality. He just realized that the puppy was very old and looked at the puppy as if it was powerless. The girl kept apologizing to him and asked him to hug his partner who had been with him for more than 10 years and promised the puppy that he would never ignore him again. However, the girl did not keep her promise. When the puppy was sick, he was also busy with work and had no time to go home to visit. Only his father was by the puppy's side, gently comforting the puppy's old hair and telling him the story of his childhood. He was very grateful for the puppy's company to the girl. A few days later, the girl returned home from work. When he saw the puppy lying on the ground, he felt that he had fallen to the puppy and sadly hugged the puppy. The girl was confused and did not understand why the good puppy had suddenly become like this. At this time, his father gave her a picture book. The girl opened the picture book and remembered that she had made a promise with the puppy under the cherry blossom tree and promised to be together forever. For this, she also wrote 10 promises between herself and the puppy on the picture book. The girl carefully read each promise and realized that she had done too little until she read the last one. The girl could no longer control herself and shed tears. Looking at the puppy, the girl shouted to the puppy not to leave him. She had a lot of psychological words to say to the puppy. The girl regretted that she did not keep her promise and regretted that she did not accompany the puppy well. She had never thought that 10 years would pass by so suddenly. The cute puppy had been gone for a lifetime. The girl kept calling the puppy's name and was afraid that when it stopped, the puppy would never wake up. The puppy seemed to feel the girl's sadness. He struggled to use his last strength to slowly lift his forearms and put them on the girl's palms, as if comforting the girl not to be sad for his departure. With his reluctance and care for the girl, the puppy closed his eyes forever. The story of this movie is the shadow of each of us. In life, we will always ignore the most important things. I hope you can spend more time with your family and pets. Don't let time bring regrets.